eat that.
Mommy.
Let's figure this out. Quimby?
Guys, hello, Quimby.
Okay, we're gonna share the screen. But right now, we're gonna play a game of chess.
Play.
On a second.
Yeah, does it look familiar? Characters. They look exactly like the ones from Quimby's update. That's my game, Brian. That's my exact game.
Did anyone else have access to the file?
Just you, me, and Corey.
Lisa.
Yeah, she came into the office when you weren't there. I knew she was up to something shady.
Yeah, she was distracting you, Corey. Lisa wasn't just visiting, she was setting us up. They stole from us. Again.
What do we do? I'm losing it, man.
We don't panic.
Okay.
This time, we're ready.
Potato Town Adventures. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a hit. Easy top 10 by tomorrow.
Finally, we're back on top.
Okay,
right?
ladies and
I hate to
gentlemen.
interrupt, but we have a problem.
What now, Donovan?
Players are turning on the new game, and instead of the opening cutscene, a black screen appears with red text. It says, "This game was stolen from DevNation. Nova Play lies."
What? No, this has to be a joke.
Okay.
It's not a joke. I don't believe in jokes. People are calling this the biggest backfire in gaming history. Oh, and they want refunds.
Refunds? No, they hacked us.
No, they actually planned this. Brian and Corey must have put it in the file before you took it.
They made us launch our own takedown.
I'm going to ruin Brian if it's the last thing I do.
Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Do not mind. Hello? Hello? Wait. Ah! Okay, what am I doing? Okay, why isn't it? Finale. That's how I say finally. Play online.
All right, we're going to launch Quimby's new expansion. In 3, 2, 1, launch.
Oh man, it's already going viral.
Okay, let's start, boys.
Very
Let's see
dope.
who's gonna win. Black
Turn me
or
around, the Lisa and Francis knockoff.
oh.
Everyone's calling it a fraud.
So-
Players are absolutely roasting them. They say DevNation is the real deal. They're calling for Nova Play to be canceled.
And we just passed Nova Play and daily users.
Mhm.
Dude, we're not just winning. We actually won.
Okay,
He's finally getting his moment.
Yeah, congrats, Quimby. Another successful launch.
No, congrats to you, bestie. This is for you. Quimby, is that real money? Ooh, yes. You guys made my
We'll
dream
go
come
for
true.
either.
Since Dream 2 as well.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out.
Yeah, I don't really know how to play chess.
It's canceled. Sponsorships are gone. Users vanished. What the heck do we do now? We need to pivot. We need something.
Reese, I just wanted to say I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
What?
I haven't slept in 4 days, and someone mailed me a rotten potato.
What? No. We just need a plan. Another game. Something fast.
Why isn't he playing? Okay, he could either go like here.
He's quitting. We need a new game right now.
Then come up with one.
I've been trying. I've got nothing. Brian was the one who made the games. I just.
Still boys.
Wow, look who finally figured it out.
This is all your fault. You turned this into a scam, and now everything is ruined.
You needed me to stay relevant, but now you have nothing.
What? do
Oh, you play?
mean?
What did he
I have
play?
nothing.
I already spent the last of your Robux. I don't need you anymore. You're broke and boring. Bye, Reese.
No.
Here's Brian. I faked everything. I never loved anyone but myself.
No, I'm not gonna let him do this to me. All right, time to send this. You deserve this, Lisa.
Okay, just breathe. Keep it together. You're fine. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Look, whatever happens, you already won, dude.
I know. I'm just nervous.
You got your queen.
But the year goes to DevNation. Oh my gosh, we won! Thank you, everybody. Wow, I want to start off by saying a year ago, I was publicly humiliated, broke, and forgotten about. But today, I stand here because a few people still believed in me, and because I believed in some good people who helped me make Dev Nation a reality. I want to thank my co-CEO, Corey, for never leaving my side, and for Quimby, for showing the world what happens when you bet on something weird and beautiful.
That's my best friend!
Congratulations, Brian. We should catch up. Go out sometime?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you come to our after party?
What?
Great. I'm leaving this place anyway. It's full of nerds.
Ryan, what the heck are you doing? You'll see. Man, this is crazy.
I know. I think it's gonna work. And I think this place would be the perfect spot.
Brian, can I talk to you? Alone? Go somewhere.
Yeah, whatever.
Brian, can we just talk? Really talk? I know things got messy, but...
Look, you don't have to say anything, Lisa. There's actually something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time now. Come with me.
What are you doing?
I just have a little announcement to make. Hey, everybody. Sorry to interrupt, but I have a special announcement. Lisa Glinton is a total fraud.
What? What are you doing?
I got a special message from a friend of mine.
I used Brian. I faked everything. I never loved anyone but myself.
What the heck? She's a monster!
Where did you get that, huh?
Oh, Reese sent it to me, so I know this is real.
So that's what you wanted to tell me, huh?
No, I want to look you in the eye and tell you this. You pretended to love me for money, and I never want you in my life again. I built an empire without you twice. I don't need you at all.
You will regret this!
No, I won't.
Oh,
When we were on Homer's side, Marge meets a new man and things get pretty hot and heavy. Life on the fast lane starts on Marge's birthday, and Bart and Lisa prepare her for a nice birthday breakfast and get her presents. While Homer,
I think I'll take a little stroll around the block.
I think he forgot, Mom.
poor Marge. But she still believes that Homer will get her a nice gift even though he forgot. It seems Homer did get her a present and waits for her to open it.
Beauty, isn't she?
Time for me to judge, since I've never bowled in my life.
Yikes. Could have at least put her name on it. That night, Marge tells Homer she knows he got that bowling ball for himself because he knew she wouldn't use it.
Homer, I'm keeping the ball for myself.
What? But you don't know how to bowl. Whoops.
Don't out yourself like that, Homer. The next day, Marge went to the bowling alley and started to bowl, but she wasn't really good at it, and her ball flew into a different lane.
Your fingers are so slender, so feminine. They're far too tapered for the ball you're using.
Yeah, because it wasn't made for her. The man introduces himself as Jacques, and he helps Marge with her technique. He offers Marge his ball, but she decides to stick with Homer, the ball.
Many people have senseless attachments to heavy, clumsy things, such as this Homer of yours.
He has no idea how right he is. Marge has a nice time with Jacques, and she tells Homer she'll be going bowling the next day, too.
You're going back?
Well, sure, if you don't mind taking care of the kids again.
No, I don't mind.
Despite his sad eyes, I'm not going to feel sorry for him just yet. Marge hasn't done anything wrong so far. The next day, Jacques got Marge a bowling glove.
You got it in my size, and it has my name on it. It's really for me.
Enjoy it, my darling.
Now,
de
Jacques
mío.
may be French, but hands off. Jacques asks Marge out on a date away from the bowling alley, and she accepts.
Marge?
What, Homer?
Nothing.
Now I'm starting to feel bad for him. Marge packs very big lunches for Bart and Lisa.
Okay, stop sharing the screen. No, we don't need to show more.
Think that Marge is overcompensating.
Mom,
Hello.
help because our marriage is failing.
Well, she can't be happy about it. Bart
Okay,
denies
wait.
what Lisa is saying, and she tells him that that's stereotypical.
I'm in stage 3, fear. You're in stage 2, denial. And stand corrected.
It's going to be hard to watch when he moves up to stage 3. Jacques and Marge go on their date, and he asks her to come to his apartment for their next date, to which Marge... She starts dreaming about her next date with Jacques, and they're waltzing in his apartment and drinking champagne.
My no. I don't know how to do it.
Marge You've crossed a line here. She wakes up and accepts his date proposal. Meanwhile, Homer's at home and he finds Marge's bowling glove, which depresses him even more. Bart asks him to toss the ball a bit, and he can't even move, which makes Bart realize Lisa was right.
We gotta do something, man.
Sorry, Bart. I'd love to help you, but I'm mired in stage 5. Self-pity.
To quote Helen Lovejoy, "Won't someone please think of the children?" Seems appropriate in this situation. The next day, Homer gets the courage to speak to Marge, and he tells her that she makes the best peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I've
Hola.
always thought so. I never mentioned it. But
Hola,
it's time you
soy
know how
Dora.
I feel.
Oh, Marge, why don't you take him back, please? At work, Homer's not eating his lunch, and Lenny asks him why.
How can I eat it? He made it. It's all I have left.
This has gone on long enough. Marge better pull through and finish her almost affair. Marge got in the car and headed for her date with Jacques, but on the way there, she got to a crossroads. Power plant or Fiesta Terrace, where Jacques lives? Guess where she went.
Marge, what a lovely surprise.
Hello.
Here to see me, right?
Of course.
Oh, thank God. I was afraid Bart and Lisa were going to end up with a French stepdad.
I'm going to the back seat of my car with a woman I love. And I won't be back for 10 minutes.
Marge, you lucky girl. She would have been even more lucky if she knew how to lie once in a while.
Miami.
Mr. Burns hits Bart with his car, and Homer takes him to court. Bart gets hit by a car, opens with Bart driving his skateboard when Mr. Burns hits him with his car. He doesn't want to take him to the hospital or call the police. His solution to this little problem is
Just give him a nickel and let's get going.
throw money at everything, would you? Bart wakes up in the hospital, and his family is there with an attorney, Lionel Hutz.
I'd like to talk to you about bringing legal action against the fiend who did this to your boy.
That can be a problem, because it's Boss Man Burns. But Bart's injuries weren't that severe. He has a bump on his head and a broken toe.
There's no telling what kind of permanent injuries he might have.
Isn't that a bit extreme? Lionel Hutz tells them that they could earn big money if they sued Mr. Burns, but Marge shuts down this discussion now because it's not the time or place to talk about it. The next day at work, Mr. Burns called Homer in so he could give him a check
This
for
was a meeting.
$100 for running over his son.
It was a very generous offer, sir, but medical bills are low. So extortion is the name of your little game.
The richest man in town can't spare a few extra bucks to cover medical bills? That's rich. This enrages Homer, so he goes to Lionel Hutz after all and decides to sue Mr. Burns for $1 million. But the whole thing is sketchy because Bart isn't feeling that bad. Lisa says this whole thing is a charade to make Bart seem worse than he actually is.
Doesn't Bart have to tell the truth?
Yeah, but what is truth, if you follow me?
Some lawyer he is. They go to court, and Bart tells the story a bit differently than it happened.
I was playing in my wholesome childlike way, little realizing that I was about to be struck down by the luxury car of death.
Well, he was driving fast, but he wasn't trying to get you killed.
Luckily, I was not killed that day, although sometimes I wish I had been.
Somebody give this kid an Oscar. Then Mr. Burns tells his side of the story.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I don't think anyone bought it.
Yeah, that's
Mr.
gonna,
Burns invites Homer and Marge for dinner at his place and offers them $500,000 to settle this thing. But Homer gets greedy.
What's happened to you? All this greediness and lying and shifty lawyers and phony doctors.
Well, you can kiss those original $100 goodbye, let alone $1 million. The next day at trial, Mr. Burns' lawyer calls Marge on the stand, and you know she can't lie on her oath.
Could you put a dollar amount on all these hardships?
Marge says they pay Bart $5 a week to take out the trash, so $5.
But your lawyer, assuming he is a lawyer, is asking for $1 million.
Honestly, it's not so hard to lie. I mean, we're talking millions here, Marge. Millions! Homer can't even look at Marge anymore.
$1 million. My wife cost me $1 million.
And to think of a life they could have had. Homer goes to Moe's, and Marge realizes he's mad at her for telling the truth. So she goes there to apologize to him.
We've squabbled over money before. Never this much.
But Homer tells her this isn't about the money.
I'm not sure I love you anymore. But don't worry, I'll never let on. I'll still do all the bad stuff.
Yeah, because that'll make her feel loved. Marge tells him she won't sit around and wait to find out. He has to tell her now.
All right, gotta look at the wife straight in the eyes and tell her, oh, who am I kidding? I loved you more than ever.
And to think they could have been happy, in love, and rich. Ah, what a life. But nothing will break these two up. They've been in love longer than they even realize. Homer tells the story of his first kiss. The Way We Weren't starts with Homer telling the story of his first kiss, which wasn't with Marge. Marge was telling the kids about how Homer's first kiss was with her in high school.
Actually, Marge, there was someone before you.
How did he go on all these years without telling her? Homer starts the story and he says that he was at boy camp. And one day they went over to the girls' camp, not to mingle, but to work as servants in the kitchen. When?
I got it.
Homer and the girl talk a bit, and Homer was a real charmer.
You know, doing
How
dishes
about
has
little-
been the best part of camp.
Really? Why?
And I talk to you.
Such a flirt from the first day. Homer tells Lenny and Carl he's going to meet the girl that night.
If you're gonna go, you better take some protection.
Ooh, switchblade.
My mind went someplace dark.
You see the switch, but where's the blade? Found it.
And that's why Homer wore a patch on his first date. He managed to get to the other side of the pond with some help.
She was the prettiest girl I'd ever seen.
Until Marge, right?
That girl was me.
Oh, well, plot twist. Lisa said that must be so romantic for them now.
And then your father broke my heart. And if I'd known it was you, I never would have married you.
Whoa, okay. Take a breather, Marge. Marge decides to tell her side of the story. She was at the girls' camp, and the story basically goes the same way, but we find out why Homer introduced himself as someone else. When Homer retrieved Marge's retainer, she said she'd thank him, but she doesn't know his name.
I bet it's something low rent, like Billy Bob.
Or Homer. Oh, I'm sure it's a much nicer name than Homer.
Wow, Selma was out to get him from day one. So, Homer said his name was Elvis. The story runs its course, and now we get to see why Marge's hair was brown.
Oh, it's really straightening out. Guess I'm going to have to be a brunette tonight.
Okay, now that we have the basics covered, let's see what awful thing Homer did. They had their date and shared their first kiss.
It was as satisfying as 1,000,000 Hallmark cards with all the right size envelopes.
Homer said that it felt like a cluster bomb wiping out a graveyard of zombies. Hey, everybody has standards. I'm not here to judge. Homer even
Really drawing.
a heart to remind her of it. They made plans to see each other.
Well, you're not so smart.
But Homer never showed
Never
up
mind.
It was years before I could trust a boy again.
until Homer again. But Homer then tells his side of
Oh,
the story.
Hey, kid, I died now. I died happy.
And fate decided to test that theory. Homer fell down and was found by a man working in a fat camp.
No one ever escapes from fat camp. I don't belong here. Hey, your boy bosoms tell a different tale.
That's mean. Homer couldn't escape the camp that day, and no one believed that he had a date.
Somewhere out there, she's waiting for me.
And she was. Marge tried calling the boy camp, but then she found out there was no Elvis at the camp.
All boys want the same thing. To kiss until they're hot and heavy. Then vamos.
Marge then decided never to date a boy again. They were against Homer from the first day. At that moment, Marge decided to leave the camp because everything reminded her of Homer, pardon, Elvis. Meanwhile, Homer actually found a way to escape.
Love conquers all.
But it was too late.
Thank God they're gone. I can't believe I went 5 minutes without one of these dream sticks.
Homer reached the camp just as Marge left, and he saw that she broke his heart in more ways than one.
I just blew my first chance at true love.
And you continued to blow it for years to come, but at least this time it really wasn't your fault. Homer says that now her special girl will forgive him because she knows the truth.
Hurt the special girl? You forgive me, right?
Oh, Homer, sometimes he can be so sweet. Marge says she'll forgive him, but she needs some time, which seems completely unreasonable to me since she knows the full story now. She tells him that she's been nursing that hurt for 30 years and it can't go away in an instant.
I mean, I know it shouldn't bother me, but a girl only has one first love.
Marge says that maybe it didn't mean that much to Homer after all, and I'll give him a break. Homer tells her that that isn't true, and he shows her a memory box where he kept the half of the Heartstone from all those years ago.
Oh, Homer, you did care.
I sure did.
She shows him that she also kept her half.
As a reminder of the hurtful things men can do. But now it can have a second meaning.
See, could have gone with a lot less hate. Sometimes it seems as though Homer and Marge are fighting about the dumbest things. Well, at least the fight starts off for no reason. Bart accidentally breaks his parents up. Milhouse of Sand and Fog starts with Maggie having the chicken pox, and Marge tells Homer he must stay away from her because he's never had them as a kid.
It could leave you sterile. Down there.
Oh, you always gotta work blue, don't you, Marge?
Didn't all those years of working in the power plant already cover that? Then Ned gives Homer an idea. Since he wants to bring Rod and Todd over so they can get the chicken pox, Homer decides he's going to start making people pay to come over.
Welcome to our pox party. Save room for punch. Maggie's bathing in the bowl.
That's not sanitary. And while the kids are getting their pox, the parents are drinking and having fun. Luann and Kirk get to talking and flirting. Seems as though they're going to get back together.
Well, does that mean that there might be a chance for me?
Almost anyone's got a chance now.
Don't spread the word like that. The next day, Homer got the pox even though he was staying away from Maggie.
You sit in this oatmeal a while and it'll send your itchies packing. Stop eating the oatmeal.
Homer has eaten his third tub of oatmeal so far. Third tub? Meanwhile, Milhouse's parents are trying to figure out the best way to go about their getting back together, which ungrateful Milhouse can't stand, because he isn't getting enough attention.
I think we should consider breaking your parents up again.
You know, Bart, sometimes you deserve to have a bad friend like Milhouse. They try to keep them apart, and Milhouse tells his dad that Luann said he was stinky and gross, like a true adult.
This is so great. I mean, she used to keep her criticisms all bottled up until they destroyed our marriage.
Well, it's nice to see they're trying to be more healthy this time around. After a while, they give up, but then they get inspo from a TV show. They plant one of Marge's bras in the Van Houten's bed so Luann would find it.
I have
Like, what kind of thing doesn't have a feeling?
Stop sleeping with my husband.
Okie doke.
You know Homer wasn't listening to that. So Luann explains it to him like he's a moron.
No woman would want to have sex with that loser.
Except the woman you're talking to. But then Luann shows him Marge's bra.
This is Marge's bra. I bought it for her boobs.
Come on, Homer. You know Marge. When Marge got home, Homer asked her nicely if she slept with Kirk, and she started deflecting.
How could you ask me that?
I repeat, did you sleep with Kirk?
Homer, you're crazy.
You're not saying no.
For someone who didn't actually sleep with Kirk, she sounds a lot like she did. Could have just said no and been done with it.
You don't trust me? After I salved every chicken pox on your ungrateful body?
Yes, I can see where the anger is coming from, but still, a simple no would have sufficed. Bart realizes that they made a mistake, and instead of breaking up Milhouse's parents, they broke up his. Bart confesses to Marge, but she still won't take Homer back because he didn't trust her in the first place.
You and Dad might get a DAVURS?
Young man, you go work on your spelling.
Good advice, Marge. Don't console your scared child. Send him to educate himself. Bart then comes up with an even crazier plan. He and Milhouse make a doll that looks like Bart, and they decide to throw it off a cliff for Bart's parents to see which will somehow make them forgive each other.
Like your note saying you were going to bring me a bucket of potato salad.
Where's my apology?
Ah, the important stuff, the potato salad. But when Milhouse was supposed to push Dummy Bart over,
I can't tell which is which. Oh no! I'm already running!
he pushed the real Bart. Homer jumps in the water to save him.
It's all my fault. I planted Mom's bra on Milhouse's parents' bed.
When you let him.
Not the time. Marge yells for Homer to let go of the rock and she'll save them.
Just do it! Trust me!
It's now or never, Homer. Marge catches them and they somehow get out of the water. She tells Homer that he has shown her that he trusts her.
Of course I do. The only thing I can't believe is that a woman as great as you would be married to me.
None of us can, but you sure make a cute couple. But things weren't always so cute. Marge and Homer share a story about the darkest times in their relationship. That 90s show opens with Lisa finding a box of Marge's old stuff, and inside Marge's college diploma. Lisa is surprised and says she didn't know Marge went to college.
Yeah, you always said that after high school, Dad blessed you with the unplanned miracle of me.
Miracle or curse? Lisa did some quick maths and discovered that Marge didn't have Bart until way after high school.
Things happened between your mother and me that we're not proud of.
What can be worse than what they have today? Homer begins to tell the story. He and Marge just moved to their first apartment, and they didn't have a lot of money.
But our happiness was about to unravel, just like Kevin Costner's career, because of the postman.
Homer is surprised that Marge has applied to college. Why is that so hard to believe? Marge sees the tuition is expensive, but Homer said he'll get another job and work for his dad to afford to pay for it.
But Marge's education was worth all the pistol whipping in the world.
It was, until she met her new professor.
Fall semester, you just got interesting.
I know he's not that much older, but Predator much? Marge is very excited about her new college life, and she tells Homer that she really likes her professor.
Hello? Ah. لسه لا يعني هناخدها بكرة. مش عايز.
Who is he, some gray-haired old bookworm?
I just know Homer was jealous of his hair, even back then when he had hair.
I never heard that noise before. Are you sick?
Homer, you will live to learn that that noise will get you going in the future. But Professor August didn't stay so professional. He sees Marge's note from Homer and says,
He's a high school flame who's preventing you from flowering.
That's presumptuous.
When he writes, I miss you, I is the subject and you is the object. You are his object.
Young and naive Marge. She'll believe anything a male figure in her life will tell her.
Well, I know you'd never say anything that isn't objective.
See? Proved my point. August tells her to think about her relationship. That's her new assignment.
When is it due?
Before it's too late.
Stefan.
I guess Marge caught the eyes of men from the beginning. Homer barges in as Stefan and Marge were talking, and Marge told him to go home and stop embarrassing her. Girl, you're the one who's embarrassing, falling for that stereotypical history professor. Homer forms a band called Sadgasm, and he writes songs about being hurt by Marge. And she tells him his music is so angry and bitter. Homer tells her exactly why he's angry and bitter.
Because I'm paying for you to make Google eyes at some smooth-talking professor?
I rarely say this, but he's absolutely right.
Why should I stay with a man who resents how I frown?
In what world is that true? But I guess their differences got the best of them at this point in their lives. Marge goes off with the professor, and she and Homer decide to split up. But packing up their apartment wasn't so easy.
Who gets cutie puss?
I just want a tentacle.
Oh, this is depressing me. Homer became a rock star, but he soon experienced every rock star's fate.
I had finally realized every rock star's dream. Hating being famous.
Marge had also realized something.
You oppose marriage?
Marge, marriage has oppressed women for centuries.
Oh, can it, assistant professor. Marge leaves him and sees Homer's video for his new song on TV.
I'm be singing.
What if the blue-haired girl in the video, or the fact that the song is called Margarine? She goes to Homer's house only to find him on drugs.
Oh my God, you're a junkie!
I need it!
I'm getting you off this stuff!
But I need it!
Turns out he really needed the shots. They were insulin. Marge apologized to Homer for letting college get in the way of their love.
The thing that stood between us in the 90s is almost over.
They don't know what the 2000s are bringing.
Well, that professor did teach me one good lesson. Only is where my heart is.
And apparently she took it too literally. Marge gets insanely jealous and thinks a girl is trying to steal her family. It's Mad Marge opens with Otto proposing to his girlfriend Becky to marry him. And she accepts. Marge was reading their wedding invitation when?
To join Otto and Becky at 742 Evergreen Terrace. That's our address.
Bart had told them that they could have their wedding here. That kid is gonna be the end of them. Marge agrees to have the wedding at their house. Before the ceremony, she talks to Becky and gives her some marital advice. When Becky tells her that the only problem she and Otto have is that she doesn't actually like heavy metal.
Oh, you can fix little defects like that with gentle nagging.
Because Homer turned out so great from it. As Becky was walking down the aisle, a heavy metal group started playing, and she lost it.
Otto's just going to have to decide what's more important. Is heavy metal or you?
Marge is feeling guilty after she gives this advice to Becky. You know, Marge.
Yeah, boys, this is gonna be and only business.
You should try it sometime. Bart suggests that Becky should save them, and Marge was iffy about it, but the family decided that Becky is staying. At first, Becky and Marge got along nicely. Becky helped her with cooking. But then...
Mom, you really brought out the mung in these beans.
Actually, that was Becky too.
I sense a little